Welcome back to the Morning Bell. My name is Joanne. Of course, I have Raj Ara joining us today. Welcome Pam Siow, which is the CEO of Internet Biz Owners Club. Internet business. How does
I think it's a trend these days. We can see a lot of businesses which are going online, the advent of technology, the World Wide Web and so forth.
This would be a very good topic for me because other than social media, the rest I don't really understand.
Basically, the only thing you know is Facebook and Twitter, right?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So, Pam, why don't you share with us about a bit of your background?
I heard it's a bit of a rags to riches kind of story, so we're all very interested to find out more about that.
Yeah, correct. The thing is, I'm a typical corporate person. You know, when I was young, I never wanted to be business at all. It was not on agenda because, you know, when I was growing up, my parents told me, Pam, work hard.
Sounds familiar.
OT, get extra money one.
Yeah, get your degree.
MNC, you know, and work very, very hard and life will be good.
That sounds very familiar. Work hard, and then it's probably like, as we always say, engineer, lawyer, doctor, accountant, banker.
You know, those were the positions, you know, and I did that, you know, I followed my parents and I went to MNC and I worked very, very hard. But the only thing was at 25 years old, I got my first credit card.
That's it. Once got credit card, that's it already.
Yeah, essentially, you know, and suddenly I could buy a lot more stuff. I could, you know, go a lot shopping. I could go overseas, and it accumulated, you know. And every year I was like, oh, you know, it's okay. I'll pay off, right? And then it just accumulated. At 28, I had 14,000 credit cards.
So basically, it spiraled out there because the great thing about credit cards is you can buy first, enjoy first, pay later.
That's why they say this is what they call it. You use the future money.
Now, what the problem is? What if the future there's no money?
Yeah, borrowed money.
Borrowed money.
But what were you really exactly thinking at that point? As you said, you know, you have a credit card, and then you keep on saying, never mind, I can pay off one,
Well, I think it was the overly optimistic and not being realistic.
that later you probably get a promotion, you get a bonus, and then you can use that money to pay whatever off. But it wasn't the case, right?
It wasn't the case. It was a habit actually. It was just a, you know, a compulsive habit of spending, and then accumulated. And then for 28 years old, I realized I had debt that was 3 times my salary. You know, so it's a bad position. It was like, okay, I need to do something now.
Isn't that a common trend you see among your peers as well? I'm sure your colleagues, your friends, generally people are in a similar boat as well, would you think?
I think people are, a lot of people are in debt. It's just a degree of debt.
It's more like you
hopefully
find
not the long debt.
Can I put it this way? It's more like you find comfort when you sit down and talk to your friends or your colleague. You say, you know what? I have this 14,000 debts on my credit card. Hey, don't worry, I'm the same one. What you have to do is just pay the minimum payment. You see, you pay 4,000. Your credit limit is 20,000. You still got 10,000 to use one. Don't worry. Just is it?
So left pocket, right pocket. Then in the end, all the pockets empty.
Was it? Do you have this?
I think it's also how we are bombarded with like promo, and then we want to buy because we have this need, you know, and essentially people get into this trend, but I think people generally don't discuss about that debt.
Right, it's a bit embarrassing. Oh, you owe how much money and that kind of thing. Okay, since then, obviously, at that point in time, you realize I'm 14,000 in debt.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, because what I did was I realized even I got promoted every 6 months, which is impossible in MNC already. You know? You know, I couldn't pay off the debt, so I said, you know, I need to do something, and I said, you know, I need to pull my socks and really do something. Okay. Instead of thinking, so I went around listening to people, and I realized that internet marketing was the only way I could earn money on a small capital. Internet marketing, right? But I'm sure before that you probably had a lot of business opportunities offered to you.
Hey Pam, you know what? I understand that you have this issue that's going on. I can help you. Why don't we sit down and talk about business opportunity? Very simple. All you have to do is just come up with a 200 ringgit capital. See, you got all these good products. Can bring home.
I didn't get to that though.
Oh, okay, lucky her.
No, you don't get that.
I didn't yet.
Have you ever thought of that?
No.
Not your cup of tea,
Yeah. I was more like behind the laptop.
Right. Yeah, so how do you know that internet marketing was the way? Was it like you stumbled upon it by chance, or you knew someone who was doing it well? How do you get into it in the very beginning?
I think I went to a workshop and the guy spoke about passive income, and I was fascinated because I said, you know, those people in America can earn passive income. You know, they are like humans, they're like, you know, Singaporeans. I'm sure you could do the same thing.
That's right.
So it stirred interest, and I then decided to attend workshops to learn about internet marketing. And I sat in a workshop and I did talk about, you know, internet marketing. And I realized this is something I could learn and get familiar with, you know, because it's even though I'm not very experienced, I use, you know, emails, I check some stuff, but I think I could get familiar, you know, even though I'm very low tech. So I then decided to commit to launching a business online.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
so it's learning and attending workshops.
Not bad, not bad. So it's basically acquiring the knowledge, and that one we're going to touch a little bit more in our next segment. Now, you've been talking about the internet. Now we can see that internet plays a very big part in our lives, for example. So how do you see the trend of the internet going on a global scale, and of course in Singapore, and what you can see in Malaysia as well?
I think the internet is becoming a necessary component for all businesses. Even though I talk about online businesses, essentially I talk about bring a business online. I don't talk about internet marketing like affiliate marketing, ebooks. I'm not a fan of those. I believe on helping companies promote. So I believe the internet is necessary for all businesses.
Okay.
Because if you meet someone professional and the person says, "Oh, I don't have a website," then you feel like, "Oh, dodgy." I'm not sure
I
should trust you.
So no internet one, man.
Yeah, no website.
Come and visit your shop, You sell ketchup or what?
Like precisely, it's the perception, right? So the internet is very critical for all businesses, and it's going to be more integrated. And we're going to move into consumers sharing comments, so it's becoming more open because Facebook has exploded.
That's
Twitter
right. Social media is a big thing today.
Yeah, correct. So marketing is evolved in the sense that through the internet, marketing is evolved. In the past, it's like one-way communication, but now it's interaction. So the internet has influenced how companies are interacting with clients, and everybody has to go online and be more open and ethical. So the internet is influencing businesses.
That's a good point, internet marketing. So what about traditional marketing methods? Like we see in the previous generation or 20 years ago, through your newspapers, through TVs, through flyers and all that. Do you see there's still hope for them, or is it a sunset industry?
No, I think there's definitely, I think it complements each other because there are two, people are using the internet a lot, but also people see TV, people read the papers, right? So both complement each other. But you need to be on both aspects because if you choose to focus on traditional media, you lose the online. Everyone's online all the time. They check YouTube, you just Facebook. So you need to have both presence because you attract different profile of people on different sets.
Well said, because the younger ones tend to be more IT savvy, while the older generation, they still prefer to hold the magazine or newspaper in their very hands.
Even the younger one might prefer a magazine also. But I prefer magazines, reading one than reading
rather
one
than
because
magazine has a longer lifetime than newspaper.
For me, actually, I prefer something in my hands, and I prefer to flip and like that rather than scroll through. So which is quite different on the eyes as well.
So of course, you see a trend that the older generations, like perhaps I'm talking about the father's business, they're also moving into the accepting that they have to. They don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. It depends on who you're targeting, really. So if you're targeting predominantly people who are a bit more mature, you have to go traditional media. But if you're targeting people who are younger, then you have to go online. So it's not everyone has to be all, but you have to see who you're targeting, and then you specialize because you have limited time, limited funds, and you need to maximize the buck.
I think one other thing which internet marketing is very good as in the sense that your audience or your target market can be practically from anywhere in the world, as opposed to newspapers, where it's just that specific viewers or the specific reader. So that is a massive advantage, isn't it?
It is true, and plus the good thing about online is that you can track and monitor every single thing because Google tracks everything.
That's
everything we do. Google knows us better than our friends.
Big Brother knows everything. Better be careful.
Because they have a profile of you based on what you search, and they tabulate into your profile, so it knows everyone very well. So based on that, you can. When you do Google advertising, for instance, you can customize who you're targeting based on the keywords, based on how they're looking for. So it's very, very targeted. So I think business have to realize that business rules have changed and you need to evolve.
Right? I could see that. Talking about searching for the keywords. There were companies that actually came to me once because I was working in marketing as well. They said, if you want to have a better the marketing, you have to tap into looking into the keyword. Let's say you key in hair services, perhaps your company will come out on the first.
That's search engine optimization, right?
Search engine optimization.
That's another keys or tools within internet marketing itself.
Yes, it's very important because in the online world, keywords drive the entire concept. Right, and many people, what they do is they put a brand name as the main keyword, and nobody finds them because no one finds you through your brand name. So you need to make sure you have the correct keyword to make sure it's found.
Right. Okay. We've been using the word internet marketing very freely. What is essentially internet marketing?
Okay, internet marketing, in the simplest form, is the ability to attract people who have the need for a product online.
Okay.
That's the simplest form. It's like having a store, online stuff, but you make sure the correct people find you through the keywords you're searching.
Right. So those days before the internet is basically yellow pages, right?
Yeah, yellow pages. Yellow
pages. Okay, under P for plumber, then look through.
Yeah, what happened to yellow pages?
We have yellow pages online now.
Yellow pages is online. That's the irony of it. Now you want to search yellow pages online.
Exactly. I remember my first job. My very first job is like sales job kind of thing. It's like, here's the yellow pages. Look, as I said, look under plumber. That is the product that we actually targeting.
So call each of them up.
A to Z plumber. Exactly. Now
how times have changed.
Yeah, times have changed. All you do is go Google now. I've got answer for you.
Go Google. And you don't know Google.
Yeah, as you said, it's the keyword that you need to put in.
Yeah.
Right. So with regards to that, so you have already defined what internet marketing is all about. So how do you utilize it? How do you harness the powers of the internet to help your business?
Essentially, what happens is every time we use Google, right, Google is tabulating our searches.
Sure.
It means there's a tool online, right, that tells you what people want to buy every month in Malaysia. So you actually know the trends and the demand of the people want to buy in Malaysia or any country. So is that useful as a tool? It is, right?
It is. Information is power.
Yeah, because business owners know which product is popular, how many of them want to buy this monthly. Plus, even if you have no business experience, you can go there and find a demand and simply supply it. Right? Because online marketing is very simple. You find a demand and then you simply find a product and sell it, and they will
feel that demand, to feel that niche.
Because the good thing about Malaysia is a very new market, still online marketing. So many people can sell the weirdest stuff in Malaysia.
The weirdest stuff, I like that.
You know, and sometimes when my students tell me, I say, "What, you make money through that?" You know, and they do tons of money.
Right.
You know, so it's simply finding a demand, and because the good thing is Google gives you this information, they want to help you. So what you do is you say, oh, you know, maybe I found out that in Malaysia every month there are 500 people looking for dancing shoes.
Right.
So what I do is I go to China, I find some nice dancing shoes, I sell it online, and I'm in business.
Right.
So it's very straightforward.
So it may not need to be something very obvious or something very that everyone needs. In fact, you find something niche, you actually could be feeling that because there's less competition.
Yes, correct.
You don't have to, basically you don't have to pay rent, keep the stock, and have a receptionist, which is the tradition.
Plus, you know there's money to be made because people are really looking for it, so it's easy.
So basically, you're bridging the needs and providing them the product at the end of the day.
In Malaysia, you don't have to find niche because it's still very uncompetitive. In Singapore, you probably have to.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I would imagine that about the same.
No, Malaysia is just beginning. This is very little competition online now.
Really?
Yes, very little competition. Very little websites are doing right. In fact, most of them are directories on page 1. So usually, if you understand SEO right in its basic form, you should be on page 1 with minimal effort.
Page 1 of the Google search, right? Yeah, because what she says is very true. Most people, when they search, they probably look at the first page and perhaps maybe the second page. So if you happen to be on the 10th page, 11th page, forget it. No one will.
Unless it's something which is that you really need to search for it and you desperately really need it, then you only go for...
And provided that the first 10 pages doesn't give you what you want, then you might go to the 11th page. But if you find it on the first page already, that's it. You'll stop searching there already.
But you see, usually 80% of people don't go beyond page 1.
Yeah.
Because they just read
the top 3.
Yeah, top 3.
I think a lot of us out there, it's more like, hey, the top 3 must be the good one.
Yes,
perception.
The top
Is that true?
Yes, it is. Because when you are in front, people think you're credible, right?
So otherwise, you wouldn't get there in the first place.
Correct. So it's sort of positioning also as a company, because you're on page 1, you're credible. Page 1, you find your clients. Page 1, you get a lot more clients than the rest. So it's a lot of...
That's the perception.
Perception. In business, perception is everything.
Yes, perception is more important than reality at times.
Because I'm still kind of the very, how to say don't really buy things online, one of that type of person. I'm still quite skeptical in terms of, you don't have a shop. Even though I go online, I search for things, I still want to go to a shop.
So what's your thoughts with regards to online shopping now specifically?
I think it's very popular in Malaysia. There's a shop called Double Wood, I think.
Okay.
Right, and I heard it's very popular. They buy clothes online, and I know one of my students, she told me a lady, she's selling, buying clothes from Bangkok and selling online, and she earned tons of money, so a lot of money.
Right, so that means you actually have access to fashion wear at a more affordable prices, which could be overseas, in this case Thailand, for example.
Yeah, so they source from Thailand, they sell in Malaysia.
That's right.
And also, I hear a lot of people buy it online because they sell like health products, they have household products, so I think it's going more and more people are going to get into the trend.
But is it reliable? Like, let's say I want to buy something online like that without seeing the fabric, without seeing the expiry date or something like that. I'm still the skeptical person.
It's very natural, in fact. Many people say, if I pay and then I never see it.
And then it didn't come, especially you're buying something which is so expensive. What happened if...
I think if it's like a relatively middle range, it's fine. People are willing to come up with, like clothes. But if high ticket, of course, people want to see it. You won't come up 1,000, 2,000 ringgit without seeing the product. right? So I believe the trend will get, currently there are two pools of people who really buy and people who are like,
a bit skeptical.
I'm not sure I should, you know, and I think it would, the wave will go on and more people will buy in, because probably there'll be more regulations coming up on these companies online.
Right. And then I think one way they actually address this is like those sites, they actually have feedback. So they encourage people who have bought from them before to give feedback, so they can tell, yeah, fantastic delivery is on time, the product of the quality is.
But didn't you know that the feedback you can also
manipulate lah. So end of the day, you have to weigh the situation.
I think nowadays it's very open, like Facebook, you know, like people can complain. So I think it's in business.
Yeah, the only talking about that, the only thing I complain is, my friends, do I look like a clothes that comes in 5 colors and selling for 59 ringgit and 90 cent? Is that internet marketing as well?
No, it's not.
That's called spamming.
That's called spamming. Yeah.
There is a difference.
But I've always thought that is also internet marketing.
No, it's not. That is really spamming, because internet marketing is really getting the correct client in your shop ethically, not not annoying people.
That's right.
So it's marketing correctly.
So for those out there, you think that you want to post a clothes selling for 59 ringgit 90 cent with free delivery and money back guarantee on Facebook, that one.
Please do not post it on Joanne's page and tag her there.
Yeah.
All right, with that, okay, fantastic. If you have any thoughts or anything you'd like to share with us or would like to ask Pam, please email us at updates@capitaltv.my or tweet us at the Capital TV, because right after this, we're going to find out a bit more with regards to the Internet Biz Owners Club, which Pam founded. Now, before that, let's have a quick video preview of what the Internet Business Owners Club is all about. So check this out.